I just left the supermarket. All their systems are down and it's cash only, and it's been like that all day. And I'm not the only person in there. The entire store thinks we're under attack by China.
Or maybe you remember this.
I don't give a damn how bad the inflation is.
And we will lower costs on everything from healthcare to groceries and take on corporate price gouging. I've done it before, and I will do it again.
Hey, MAGA, remember this?
Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. His economic plan is something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession.
We have major breaking news right now. Not a single ship has left China to come to the port of Los Angeles in the past 12 hours, according to latest reporting from CNN. And folks in Los Angeles at the ports have not seen this since the pandemic. Friday morning, West Coast port officials told CNN that not a single cargo vessel had left China with goods for the two major West Coast ports in the past 12 hours, which hasn't happened since the pandemic. Just 6 days ago, 41 vessels were scheduled to depart China for the San Pedro Bay complex. On Friday, yesterday, it was 0. And the CEO of the Port of Long Beach says that's a cause for alarm. We're now seeing numbers in excess of what we witnessed in the pandemic for cancellations and fewer vessel arrivals. Folks, this means that you may start seeing empty shelves soon in the United States of America once again. For the products that we do have, the price is going to rise because of the supply chain crisis caused by the tariffs.
Maybe next time, instead of voting for the 34-count convicted felon, you'd vote for the black woman, the educated black woman who was a prosecutor and a senator and a vice president, and maybe your 401ks will still be here, and maybe the prices won't be through the roof like you're experiencing now, MAGA.
Get ready, folks, because the MAGA crowd just steered the country straight into a money mess and acted proud about it the whole time. Their so-called business genius started a trade war they clearly weren't ready for. It's like bringing Uno cards to a chess tournament, completely off the mark. And they can't say they weren't warned. Experts, economists, even small shop owners said, this won't end well. But MAGA fans pushed forward anyway, like shoppers on a Black Friday stampede.
I am Beth Beneke. I am a 10-year Army veteran, active duty, served in Bosnia, Iraq, Kuwait, Kosovo. I had my son Christian 8 years ago, and I had an idea for a baby product. And I made a prototype for myself and one for my friend. And she said, oh my gosh, this thing is so useful. You should make it for real. And I currently have 3 months worth of inventory sitting at my factory that I cannot bring to the US. I have maybe 2 months worth left in my warehouse in Minnesota. And when that's gone, I have no more revenue. I cannot pay my employees. I cannot pay my bills. I cannot pay the loans, which I have leveraged my house against. So we could lose our house. I do not have the $230,000 that were just immediately dropped in front of me to get my products into the US. So I am asking, begging for support from both parties to support our small businesses and get rid of these tariffs on US-owned small businesses.
They gave control to a man whose business history is a list of flops, failed casinos, failed airlines, failed university, even failed steaks and vodka. Now he's added one more to the list, crashing America's economy. His big plan? Slap big taxes on foreign goods and expect the world to just go along. They called it America First. But to everyone else, it looked like America hurting itself. And that's when things really started to go downhill.
The one thing that's keeping Trump popular with his voters is the one thing that's actually going to destroy his presidency. Trump has essentially come in and said, you know what? Enough with the bureaucracy. I'm just going to go forward with everything I want to do and do it aggressively and fast. The problem for Trump is that all his ideas sound really good to people who don't know anything, but they're actually terrible ideas. Tariffs are the perfect example of that because on the surface, Trump pitched it as, hey, we're going to bring American jobs back. We're going to have a big boom in manufacturing. We're going to make a lot of revenue and we're going to punish other countries that are treating us unfairly. On the surface, it sounds good. But when you do a deeper dive, not only into what tariffs are doing to the country now, but what they've done to the country in the past, you would go, ooh, maybe tariffs are a bad idea. Another example of this is when he said he can end the war in Ukraine in one day, and then he positioned himself as somebody who's going to be a champion of Russia, and then he realized, oh my God, Russia doesn't actually want to end the war. Whoops. And then he had to go and be like, well, maybe I can make something work with Ukraine. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's the same across every major issue, and that is the problem for Donald Trump. He sells a good product on TV, and when it gets delivered to your front door, it's broken bullshit. And that single fact will be the ultimate undoing of Donald Trump and the MAGA movement.
Shipments to the US have dropped lower than even during the COVID lockdowns. That's right, things are moving slower than they did during a global pandemic. And when fewer goods come in, prices go up. It's simple, less supply. Same demand boom, you're paying more. MAGA supporters were promised cheap prices and busy factories. Instead, they're staring at $9 egg cartons and $5 bread, wondering what happened. The plan to hurt China? It backfired hard. Instead of hitting Beijing, it hit their own wallets.
Well, it's happened. I just got out of the pharmacy, the Walmart pharmacy. I get my dog's meds there, and he gets Prozac. He's on Prozac. He's neurotic. He's a doodle. And I've been getting it there for years because it's $4 a month. It's $4 a month for a month's supply or $10 for a 3-month supply. So I go to pick up his meds and she's like, $9. And I was like, oh, the price went down. She's like, no, the tariffs, it costs us more money to get the medications now. So 1 month's supply is $9. Okay, I can do that. No problem. But I started to think about it, and there were some other people and some older people looking kind of stressed out, sitting on the benches around. And it got me thinking, like, holy crap. Like, what if this was a $50 prescription and then it was over $100? And what if I had multiple? And what if I was on a fixed income? Yeah, it's happening, guys. Stock up on what you need now.
So if you talk to somebody from MAGA long enough, you will figure out why they really voted for him. I walk every morning and I see this one gentleman, and once in a while we have a little chat and I'll walk with him. And he's a Trump voter. And I like to drop some facts on him once in a while. So he was going through the normal talking points, immigration. Yeah, the economy's not great now, but it will be. I asked him about the Pope thing because he's Catholic. And he's like, I don't think he posted that. So I pulled it up on my phone and showed him that he actually posted it. And he's like, well, that's not great, but there's always the but.
Spoiler alert, China didn't back down, they just found new trade partners. Meanwhile, the US is left holding the bag, the expensive one. Small businesses are barely hanging on. Family stores in places like Kentucky and Kansas are struggling with empty shelves and rising prices. Farmers who used to sell soybeans and pork around the world. They're losing money fast thanks to retaliatory tariffs. The real twist? The same movement that promised to protect American jobs has ended up hurting them the most. Even big companies are moving operations to places like Mexico and India to dodge the mess. The rich are fine, the little guy, crushed. And we saw it coming. This is the same man whose companies have gone bankrupt 6 times, who ran a fake university and lived off loans from his dad. Yet MAGA world believed he'd master the global economy. Instead, he flipped the game board and blamed everyone else. Now, inflation's rising faster than wages. Supply chains are broken. A recession might be around the corner, one worse than 2008. And fixing this mess won't be quick. It could take years. Still, many MAGA supporters stick by him, calling all this fake news or blaming made-up enemies. It's like watching someone insist the Titanic won't sink, even as they're standing waist deep in freezing water. So what happens next? Will people keep trusting a man whose failures could fill a Netflix series? Or will someone finally take the keys away before things get worse? Your turn. Was this really making America great again? Or just a big regret? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned with Spotlight Zone. You don't want to miss what's next.